Here's the Spurs news roundup for Monday, the 25th of August, 2025, providing you with the latest Tottenham news all in one place in the last 24 hours. That's how the first part of the video works. The second part of the video is my full analysis on the stories. So let's get straight into it. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do like and subscribe. So, Gary Neville firstly had nothing but praise for Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur side after their impressive win at Manchester City. Neville said the manager has already shown an adaptability, 2 different games and 2 different strategies. Fabrizio Romano said via YouTube that signing a centre-back is a priority for Tottenham. Next, Football Insider reports that West Ham United are exploring a move for axed Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Yves Bissouma in the final week of the summer transfer window. Both permanent and loan options are genuine possibilities. Football Insider report that Tottenham Hotspur are ready to test Aston Villa's resolve to keep hold of attacking midfielder Morgan Rogers, with a firm offer expected soon. Spurs have held discussions over a potential deal. Fabrizio Romano via YouTube said that Tottenham are now prepared to pay over €70 million for Slovenia. They've made this clear. The deal happening now hinges on whether or not Manchester City can find a replacement or not. The Sun Football report the sources have now played down the likelihood of Tottenham Hotspur moving the central attacking midfielder Khannouss from Leicester City in the final few days of the summer transfer window. Quick Tottenham loan update for you then. Mikey Moore played 51 minutes. Alfie Dorrington played 0 because the game was postponed. JB Donnelly was an unused sub. Ashley Phillips played 27 minutes. Will Lancashire played 68 minutes. Alfie Devine played 73 minutes. Yamin Hook was an unused sub. Damalo Ajay was an unused sub. George Abbott played 45 minutes. Tyrese Hall played 34 minutes. And Alejo Felice played 95 minutes. Next, Fabrizio Romano says that Tottenham Hotspurs have approached Bayer Leverkusen for Pierre Hincapié with new proposal. Loan deal with obligation to buy around €60 million, the same value as the release clause, but to be paid from 2026. Hincapié wants to leave Bayer Leverkusen, and Spurs have already started discussing personal terms. Fabrizio Romano since, though, has said via Instagram that the loan with €60 million obligation proposal from Tottenham for Pierre Hincapié has been rejected by Bayer Leverkusen. Alistair Gold via Football London reports that Pierre Hincapié does not appear to be a potential signing at this point. Several sources, including the Mirror and the BBC, report that Tottenham Hotspur are now absolutely adamant they have no contact, no offer and no interest in signing by Leverkusen centre-back Pierre Hincapié. David Alstein of The Athletic reports that Arsenal are now working on a deal to sign rumoured Tottenham Hotspur transfer target Pierre Hincapié. The deal is subject to player exits, but the player is prioritising a move to Arsenal, among others, including Tottenham. Alistair London via Football London reports that Tottenham are prioritising signing a number 10 and a winger in the remaining days of the transfer window. Thomas Frank would also like another centre-back, with the belief that Luka Vuskovic would benefit from a loan with regular football. So those are your Tottenham headlines. Not a lot, but very key, the ones that have been discussed. So here's your Tottenham headlines in the last 24 hours. Let's go through and discuss them. Totally agree with Gary Neville, which is always rare. I think that Frank has shown real adaptability. I think they could be really good this year, really good balance about the teams. I think he speaks well about that. Good to hear the signing of their centre-back is a priority. Absolutely should be. If Luka Vuskovic goes on loan, then that leaves us just with Kevin Danso as the current fit centre-back, with Kota Sakai and Radu Dragusin both injured. That's a real concern. And that really does concern me. And it's something that needs addressing. It's got to be one of the priorities. It's got a lot to do in the last week of the transfer window. Yves Bissouma, I'm in two minds of that. Overall, I think that, I'd like to loan him. I'd like to sell him rather, or loan him, one or the other, rather than keep him. However, I'm just worried that we won't bring in any cover for him. I don't think we sign any replacement for Bissouma. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. And are we comfortable with Gray being the backup? I just don't know. I just feel like you sell Bissouma and just lose that backup. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Bissouma should be starting games, but I think he's good cover for Paulinho, good cover for Bentancur. That's the problem. So I'm in two minds about it. Purely depends on the offer. If we can get 20 million, I'd probably take it. But 10, 15 million, I'd probably say no. But that's just how I feel. Next, about Morgan Rogers. I just don't think that's going to happen. Villa aren't going to let Ramsey and Rogers go as well. Not going to let either of them both go. Ramsey's already gone to Newcastle. Not going to let Rogers go as well. I wouldn't have thought the only pressure is maybe if there's restrictions to sell because of PSR in particular. How many times have we heard that Tottenham now prepared to pay over €70 million for Slovenia? and how it depends on replacements. We've heard that, so I don't really want to discuss it. You know how I feel about it, guys. I want it to happen, and just the longer it goes on, it's just incredibly frustrating that it's not happening. So we've got the loan update there in terms of players playing how many minutes. I mean, it's frustrating. It was the first game that Donny didn't feature in, which is important to know. I mean, Stoke down to 10 men, forward sent off after 59 minutes. That is important to know. Not a very good start with Hall not getting many minutes. Young and Ajay no minutes again. So that is incredibly frustrating. Bauer Khannouss looks like we're losing out on that as well. Played down the likelihood of Tottenham Hotspur going for him. I mean, Hincapié in the Waves is definitely better out there. I think Khannouss is a very good signing for a kind of mid-table, lower Premier League side. Definitely deserves that Premier League move. Definitely worth his relegation release clause. Don't think he's a player that Tottenham should be going for at this moment in time. Hincapié then, let's discuss it. I think it's a very valid offer, to be fair, from Tottenham. Loan deal, obligation to buy. It's not an option, it's an obligation. 60 million euros, same as release clause, but paid a year late. Leverkusen said no, don't know why, but that's what they've said. They obviously want guaranteed money now, maybe to bring in a replacement. But already frustratingly, it looks like he's chosen Arsenal over us. And I'd be lying if I didn't say it was embarrassing or it hurt. And it's quite pathetic and frustrating that players that are snubbing and rejecting Tottenham. I think you've got part of it where it's on the owners. I think the outdated wage structure, and I think as a player you're always going to be money motivated, and that doesn't allow us for me to retain or attract the best players in Europe and the world, even if we did have the money. Obviously there's been a cash injection, it appears to be. However, I think in the Eze and Gibbs-White's case, it's purely a case of apparently personal terms were agreed. So it's just a case of on Levy and the board for taking too long to get the deal done. Hincapié would be a great sign, and let's be crystal clear about that. And I think it's a good offer. What was it? Reported €70 million bid for Nico Pass. We're putting in bids, but all for players that don't want to move to Tottenham or want to move elsewhere. Whereas players that are happy to come to Tottenham, Gibbs White one of them, we just take too long. And Eze was originally happy to go to Tottenham. So yeah, frustrating Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal got lots of centre back cover. Why they need him? All I can think is Kivior may leave, and they're already thinking ahead and signing a replacement. Something we don't do at Tottenham. We haven't replaced Maddison, who got injured. Haven't replaced Kulusevski, who's out for longer. Didn't replace Son, who left the club. But apparently, Tottenham and adamant there's been no interest, offer, or contact for Hincapié, so it's not going to happen, and he'll probably end up at Arsenal, which is frustrating. So I won't talk about it too much, but it does hurt. He'll be a great player, great centre-back cover, and I've spoken about we need to address the centre-back issue. Good to hear from Alistair Gold from Football London, say that Tottenham prioritising signing a number 10 and a winger. Also, another centre-back would be ideal, so it sounds like the two are a 10 and a winger. That'd be good. It can't be one or another. It really needs to be both. We need to get on with it. The club are for the pressure now. The only worrying thing is I think we signed someone, but it's whether it's the right player or not, because we rush it and take too much time. That's the frustrating thing, but that's where we are. That's your daily Spurs news roundup. Thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying. As I always say, this is a new addition this season to the channel, as well as plenty of other content we're providing more than ever for you. So now would be a good time to like and subscribe. Massive comedy Spurs. All the best, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.